This year, Reggae Month comes during an unprecedented global crisis. The Jamaican music industry is in the midst of adaptation, and Jamaica's creators are stretching the limits of their creativity to meet the content demands of a post-COVID world. Greetings, my name is Kiki, and I'm happy to join the multitude of entertainment entrepreneurs who have graced the JMC platform. I'll be your guide as we explore the awakening of the sleeping giant that is the Jamaica music industry. In 2020, the JMC, in association with Solid Agency and Jam Media Group, held its largest staging of the conference for Reggae Month. The conference included the historic return of the founding father of hip-hop, DJ Kool Herc, along with reggae icon Shaggy. The JMC team broke new ground by welcoming representatives from YouTube, Tidal, Audiomack, and Pandora. This seventh staging proved successful and saw over 1,000 creatives educated, enlightened, and networking. Now, in its 8th year, the Jamaica Music Conference has evolved into the premier networking and educational platform in our country's music industry. Increasingly, ownership of intellectual property by creators has become a key component of the modern music industry. The JMC is committed to bringing more understanding of this at times elusive concept of music publishing. Since the last staging of the JMC conference, the music industry has since faced unprecedented challenges due to the novel coronavirus, especially with the new restrictions in staging live events. This moment in history provides us with the unique opportunity to pause and take a look at some of the work that has been done over the years. Over the next 4 weeks, we will sit down with creatives and hear how they have been coping during these times. We'll look at a rising artist, international reggae bands, and an established reggae and dancehall superstar. The JMC is also happy to announce that Jam Media Group and the Caribbean Global Network family are now officially part of the JMC leadership team and will help the conference along in its effort to grow and serve the Jamaican music industry in the upcoming years. Welcome, you are now officially part of the JMC EFFECT.
Welcome to the JMC EFFECT, a collaborative effort between CGN and the Jamaica Music Conference. With us today is the veteran, the man himself, MAJOR MACKEREL. Welcome,
yes, brethren. Yeah,
good
you know, Corona style.
Right.
Originally,
So,
Corona.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a Corona here. I'm delighted to enlighten your acquaintance today.
Respect.
Blessed love.
Yeah, man. MAJOR MACKEREL, you have been an artist who has been in the business for a long enough time that I can say when I was a boy, I used to listen to the Eye and rate the Eye highly as among some of my favorite DJs.
Yes,
so let me just get that out of the way. Right. From Dan Ban to Dirty Bungle to Pretty Looks Done to, boy, I mean, you did take a little hiatus for a little bit, and then in the 90s you forward again. Yeah, man, and done the place again.
Yeah,
and then you came back again. So it's a series of been, I don't know, meandering in the industry.
No,
tell me the journey.
What happened is that, you know, my father was a sperm donor.
Okay.
All right, me never have no father active in my life. But I'm delighted for the sperms that he has donated. it brings us together, right? And start getting children. I don't have no kids in Jamaica. My first baby mother get pregnant here, and I was going on a US tour. I bring her with me, and the tour boil down and finish. I say, yeah, where you do, baby mother? Stay here, so I have my son in America, yeah? Nobody go back to Jamaica. Boom, me did them, baba and weave with her, come home back. spend 2.5 years, get famous again worldwide, you know, because me hits after hits, and left again 2.5, almost 3 years, and spend another 20 a year in America. Come home back and still doing what I'm doing, you know. So for that thing there is responsibility, because me don't want to see my children them grow. Me have a sperm donor, which I am delighted for those sperms. And the night when daddy and mommy get together and Major Mackerel farm, I am grateful. But I didn't want to be a sperm donor. I wanted to be a parent. I wanted to be a father and see how my kids them grow. So that really take away a lot of my time in America.
Oh.
But
So you're saying that when you the times that you were absent from the industry, you were being a dad.
Yeah. I was trying to be the best dad I can.
Yeah.
You understand me? With no experience of being a son.
Right.
In other words, me never have no father how to teach me how to be a father. So me have to learn from the mistakes them when me make, and me have to adjust and get myself together to prepare my 5-son future. And I don't regret that.
Right.
I regret spending so many years in America. I would have been rich right now. Me would have drive one of the cars them where you are drive, the blue convertible brings them. You know, because it's a sport brings you drive, you know. But I've seen my kids grow, and I don't have no baby now. I don't have no child now. I don't nothing like that. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. Why music? You have obviously a great talent, but you could have decided
music.
to.
All right, to tell you about music now. Really and truly, why music? Is a girl.
Yeah.
Why me get to love music? The way how me love it. Me dey love it. I was a good DJ. We used to DJ in the community on the jukebox. The big man then put 10 cents. You know what is a jukebox?
Yeah, man.
You put 10 cents in it.
Youths might not know.
and you get three music. So what they would normally do, they get 3 music, then put 2 vocal and 1 rhythm. I'm a DJ upon the rhythm. That was in the bar in my community. I'm telling you from 1978, 79, from them time. They have little youth, you know.
Yeah.
And I DJ upon the rhythm. Then Brigadier Jerry have a little brother named Ike Jerry. Ike Jerry looked at me, and he was one of the men who used to punch a jukebox, and looked at me and said, Major Mackerel, every day you can't tire DJ around jukebox. Your sound I play down there, so come go down there go DJ now. And I said, no man, I not go because them nah go give me no mic. He said, me a brigadier brother, come make we go down there. So I reach down there with him and them give me the mic. The first lyrics me DJ, me hear boo, boo, boo. Me dash with the mic and run because as a garrison area, Papi in Tavern, you know.
I don't know is what.
I don't know what I want.
Right.
So when the man them a say Mackerel where you run, go I salute the man, them I salute the man. Cause first me I hold a mic outside of the bar.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah, man.
And I'm done DJ now. The 3 DJ them were DJ the sound. Through me get the gun salute, instantly they want clash.
Yeah.
But that need the love. Them time there.
Man, yeah.
Cause we used to DJ knock pan and DJ till one white something come here, so. You remember those days? See some DJ in a dance and the white something come here, so. I saw we used to love music. Me and a youth named Winston Ponal, rest in power, him die, you know. But anyhow, the 3 DJ them clash me, and when them done clash me, I kill the 3 of them. So the Saturday night, me there in my yard. I see the man where own the sound drive come check me and say, him a play one place named Irish Town, Red Light. And him say, Major Mackerel, me would have like you come up there with me, you know. And me look at him and me say, boy, that's another problem. So when me go up there now, first me a DJ outside of my community. Coward, shaky and close raga and, you know, because me have diploma in a suffering. Bachelors. All right? Let me go in at the suffering something there. The house where my mother there was a board house. So when time with the outside, the stove was inside and a one room. So when you're the outside, you can feel the side of the house. If the side of the house warm, you know dinner is there tonight. So if the side of the house not warm, there is no dinner. So me I tell you, me a bachelor in a suffering and hard life. Me get all of the diplomas you can get in the fields there.
Rough.
Anyhow, me there in the dance a DJ brethren and me there a DJ and mash up the place now, get comfortable and me see a girl and she a look at me and me a look at her and me call her and she come to me and then her a dance and something just come in my mind and me say, who you live with? And she say, me and my grandmother live, you know. So me there a dance same way and because them time the dancing with a girl in a dance, a big thing, you know.
Of course.
So me there and I wind up and clothes and cause basically that way I do, I rub one another and me just look at her and say out of something. You say, what more come home with you, you know? And she say, come. You know what that do for me, brethren? You know what it is like for me. Have one naked girl in my bed, me and her alone. From that night, let me say, this me you want to do. Me no want to do nothing else. So basically, it's really a woman that make I and I be me don't love DJ, but me have to be real. Me grow rough. Me grow 14 away in a one crew and 12 dead left 2 and the 12 were dead die violently. So the music was my passport, was my green card out of suffering, out of poverty.
But you clearly have a very, very high talent. I mean, you have this. You have a unique name, you have a unique sound, you have a unique voice. I mean, the amount of talent you have, Mackerel, I don't really think maybe you don't even understand. Yeah,
well, that's a truth still, you know, because it's special to be something special, you know. For example, you know, you have 3 artists where anytime them leave music, something is missing from the music. Major Mackerel, Norman Jackson, where them call Tiger, and Hicka Mouse. We have original style. We no DJ and sing like nobody else. We do our own thing originally, and whenever we are not in the music, something original is missing from it. So I was a great artist all of my life, but one of my major problems in music, I never had a great team to work with. I was self-reliant, self-dependent, and think I could do it all. But it not work so. Michael Jackson is the greatest singer in the world, but yet still him employ Quincy Jones to produce his music. And a lot of us as artists, we want to produce music, we want to manage music, we want to market ourselves, we want to publish ourselves, and we don't know nothing about producing, nothing about managing, nothing about market. What I think is right, find someone to do that job and pay them accordingly.
Right. We're going to get to that because team is something that obviously is necessary for an artist to
Yeah. I never had no great team, you know. I'm just a good DJ that the fans and the people them love, you know.
What inspired the name Major Mackerel and the signature sound that you have?
Well, the signature sound, it come from Dan Ban when I was making that song. No rush it, Dan man can't touch it. Dan man, this was originally. No touch it, Dan Ban can't touch it. Dan Ban do not rush it. Dan Ban can't touch it. Then one night, I hear a sound. All right, because when you're a musician, sound come naturally. You know. You're in a dark place or you sit down by yourself, music come naturally. If you have to sit down with pen and paper to do it, it's good, but the more naturally, you know, Bob Marley said, there's a natural mystic blowing through the air. The words that you're looking for are in the air, you know. It's just for you to make it stop and register. See? But the style was for Dan Band.
Yeah.
And the me hear a sound, you say, Rushy Dan Band can't touch it. And me I said, no, sir. I know it that. Go back again. Yeah. No, Rushy Dan Band can't touch it. Dan Band. I say, yeah, this sound good.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the people them gonna like it. So I go so boom now and go to Barry G, Wadat. Remember those days, Barry G and Wadat.
I know Barry G is sure, the Wadat part.
Okay, all right. Wadat. Him sound name Wadat.
Okay.
Him and him sound used to go round the island and keep show.
Right.
And they had a show in Barbican Square, which is not far from here, as you know, a popping up the road up here some come from. And when Barry G started play, them have a host of young artists that perform. And me go join the line. The only thing we make Beanie Man boo when get a Mandela Park bigger than my own was because of Mandela did it. Them boo me a Barbican, them boo me all manna call me boo.
Serious?
Me dep on stage and man dep on boo. Boo. Me a say, Bridget, you can't call me boo. A woman alone can call me boo. And then 2 weeks after that, I became the #1 DJ in Jamaica.
So that never discouraged your mackerel?
No, man, it only make me get stronger, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it only make me get stronger because in life, you know, this is what people will always try. Let me tell you something about life. You say if you do good, people want to see you do bad. And if you do bad, then glad say you do bad. So me have a matter where me fight with. My greatest revenge in life is success. I don't have no time for hate nobody, you know.
Right.
Me no want to fight you and kill you. I just want to buy one new BMW and you see me every day and you just wither down. All right? Back to the Major Mackerel story now. A thief a tin of mackerel.
Yeah.
And use a stone bust it. Because me tell you, I have bachelor and degree in suffering and hard life. Never have no knife, bust it with a stone a river, me and my brethren eat it. The tin mackerel to me and poison me. Bump me up. My mother send me go mackerel, go shop for go buy a tin of mackerel. So she can cook dinner for 5 of us with 1 tin of mackerel. My friend have bread and me have the mackerel. So me go river, me and my friend. We eat the mackerel, me save the whole family from get poison. I just say 2 we get poison.
So you look funny.
Yeah, you know. Then me start going to school named New Providence Primary. Me and I youth kick off. Me didn't know me I go famous. Me never know where me I go do. If me I go be bad man, baller, cricketer. But me was like to be seen. And you know, after me eat the mackerel and the mackerel poison me, my brother start calling me mackerel. I go to school and I start bad up myself and go and everything I want to be seen. The teacher said, well, act like you're the major. So them had the major to the mackerel and from little boy days, me I tell you, little boy days. My name Major Mackerel.
When you decided that music was your thing and you started to go, was it a matter that you prepare before you hit the stage, before you go to the studio with your rehearse within yourself? Or
no, here we go on them time, you know. In them days there, you know, we never have nothing to do at daytime. So all we could have do, 2 pan and 1 piece of stick. Bam, 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 run down, man, you know. We just DJ the whole day. So rehearsal is not something that we did have to do. We rehearse all day and cook 5, 6 hour makeup. You know, get a youth style, you know. Where they me ask some local youth, you know, ever run a boat yet? The youth them say, one name so Major Mackerel. I say, welcome to the world. See?
Yeah.
You know, cook and DJ. So whenever they have rehearsal, lyrically, with the dead, or they just want to experience, you know, chords, keys and melodies, you know, because a lot of people think they are just DJ alone, you know. It consists of keys and chords, you know, high and low. In the army, me a major, you test mackerel, me buck up in a danger. Me a the major, me never hack minor. Shot in a New York, no made in a China. Army, major, me be mackerel, danger. Me a the major, me never hack minor. So it's high and low.
Yeah, man.
I never know keys and chords, but I just know for DJ.
Right.
But in terms of rehearsal, whenever they have rehearsal.
Right.
See?
You made a point earlier when we were speaking about the fact that back in the day when you were coming up, you couldn't go into the studio and make no mistake.
No, sir.
You did have to just DJ straight without
Straight.
the mistake.
Straight to the upbeat.
Right? Yeah, man. And you did all have to do all 3 verses.
Yeah,
4
man.
verse.
3, 4 verses in a song.
Yeah. So in order to be able to step into a studio and do that, you would have had to have, I don't know, either the confidence or the talent or both, or like you say, you don't do a formal rehearsal, but you're a DJ all the time, every day.
Yeah. The DJ, the lyrics them over and over. But, you know, as you mentioned studio, you know, studio is very easy now, you know?
No, yeah.
All right? This morning before I go to the doctor, a man drive come check me at my house and in my garage. I 8 dub plate me do that this morning. In our car.
Yeah.
In those days, we have King Jammy's studio, King Tubby's, Black Scorpio, Mixing Lab, New Name, just to name a few. In those days, you have 4 qualifications, but you have to qualify for before you can even enter the studio. You have to qualify for going to the studio yard.
Right.
You have to qualify for going to the studio area. And you have to super qualify for record. Music is very easy now. Because the other day, me say, me now go call the artist name, a real big name artist. I finish up a album. Him have 1 more song left and he's in a car, him sit down and I do the album. Right. The studio there in the car.
Yeah.
In those days when you go in a people's studio, a man say red light. See the red light up on the camera? And that way I watch. When that come on, you can't make no mistake till the music finish.
Right.
For example, you have Steely over here, so. You have Sly, drum, the drummer, keyboard man, and the rhythm a lay, and you go straight to tape. In other words, most of the olden songs them that we want to listen to, the harmony track and the lead track is on 1 track. So that means harmony man can't make no mistake. Right. Lead man can't make no mistake. It's different now. Now you make mistake, you stop, you go there so, you do this, you do that. You cut out that, you punch in here so. That never did go on in our time. A natural talent for your 3.5, 4 minutes where the record lasts for. And you can DJ 2 verse. You either DJ 3 verse, then you repeat 1 and the hook and the song done, or you put 4 verse in the song. There's a whole lot of changes in the music, and as you know, say, I lose my foot through diabetes, and the pants foot are the tight, the shirt are a little tight, and me a swagger. So me kind of hint at the young people them something too. Me no hold, but me no cold. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
So me kind of adjust myself, do a couple new record in the new fields.
Nice.
But music are music, and wherever stages of life it goes, you know, I will be going with it.
All right.
This is all I know. I don't know nothing else.
Yeah. We have a limited amount of time, Mackerel, and we could have talked for the whole day. And you could have tell me all about the industry from way back when till right now, because you're still relevant in my estimation, you know what I mean? And I'm sure people out there agree with me. But we spoke about the stage, we spoke about the studio. How important was the sound system?
Well,
for you?
That was life. Me and Ninja Man used to DJ from him name JJ. Enough lot of people don't know that. JJ. And then him change his name to Ugly Man. Then him change his name to Ninja Man.
Okay.
So DJing around sound, it was me and Ninja Man and Shabba Rankin back in the days. But after Ninja killed Shabba Sting, the clash, you know, it changed. You know, Shabba still hold the vibes against Ninja.
Okay.
And that's something that it changed. But before then, all over with up on the sound then.
Yeah.
Come off of one truck or half a tree and jump on the next truck. We go to St. Elizabeth. We come from Portland, me and Ninja, Shabba. Reach half a tree, come off of the sound truck, then catch one half a tree where I go to St. Elizabeth. And you know, the sound system was really relevant because that is how our voice was heard. And the music, if you notice, all the old producers have a sound system. That is because the Jamaica government and the Jamaica system never used to recognize the Jamaica music. The listen back then, radio wave, a lot of them you don't know what is radio wave. You're supposed to have understanding what is radio wave. And FM, FM FM. A FM?
Yeah, you have FM, you have RJR.
RJR, yeah, FM. Those radio stations play only American music. They never used to play the local music.
Right.
Till Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, those so-called gentlemen. You know, I can't say so-called gentlemen, because what them do gentlemen not do it. The man, them going to the radio station and hold a radio man and say, look here now, you say if you want to work, you're going to have to play Wailer's music. If you don't want to work, don't play. That is how our music get recognition. Then the producers them know. King Jammys, we have 5 songs when produce. King Tubby's are playing Mobile tonight. So him look on Tubby's and say, see them 5 songs, play them at Mobile for me. Tubby's have 4 songs when produce. Him say, Jammys, play them 4 at Portland for me. That was how the local music was heard.
On the sound system.
On the sound system. So the sound systems play a lot before all of this hype reggae, where they on the radio and Jamaica know how much we have. We want 200 reggae stations now.
Whole heap.
Yeah. And you know, so the sound system was the voice of the artists, the voice of the producers. Yeah. And the voice of the people that was out there struggling. So this little music here where we create just fulfill their inner emptiness.
Yeah.
So the sound system was the real background of our music and our history and our story.
You said that your voice ate dub plates before coming here today.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists still do dub plates, which means that sound systems may not be as popular or profitable in Jamaica, but elsewhere in the world, a lot of sound systems do that. So would you consider dub plates still an important part, not only for the music, but for your income as an artist?
Well, for my income, you have to understand when the dub plate thing I broke out 1985, 86. It was me, Shabba Rankin, Admiral Bailey, Papa San, Professor Nuts. Them time they get beaten if you look out the road.
True.
Professor Nuts, just to name a few as DJ. We are the first set of DJ them start the DJ dub plate. And the sounds them that make this thing reach how it reach was Stone Love. You have one named Aries, Bodyguard, King Gemini, just to name a few.
Right.
Those are the sounds that in a city that cut the dub plate, but the dub plate industry is live.
Still.
That is where everybody I make money from now. No, because here we are going now. You see, who used to work for $200 before Corona, them I work for $130 now.
Okay.
So who used to work for 500, I work for 3.
Okay.
Who used to work for 1,000, I work for 6 bills.
Okay.
So the sound man them get a break in prices, and in the history of our local music and dub plate being cut is the most dub plate cut in the history of Jamaica since this corona something can come in.
Yeah.
All Bounty Killer now and blue convertible brings him by out a dub plate, man. Beanie Man, a whole heap of dub plate around, man. Because everybody cut them price. And all of us know.
Yeah.
We just don't know when this thing will go done, but we know it will go done. So the sound man them, basically, them keep active is not the local one them, the one them in Europe, Japan, Sweden, Denmark, Holland, Amsterdam. Because, if you look on the world map, you look good on the world map, you can barely see Jamaica.
Yeah.
Where we see in a Jamaica now, most of the producer them, promoter and the people them, the music industry, they does not provide any form of stability for artists. When the artist then dead, if them family them can't bury them, the Federation or the Jamaica Music Festival or all of these great names that are generating millions out of reggae need to set up a fund where for veteran artists or for any artist in general, you don't have to be veteran. As long as you register with the Jamaica Federation of Music and register with the right people then where you have to register, we need some form of resource. And to me, the only resource we could have is them set up a good reggae museum, one in a Kingston, one in Wochi, and one in Montego Bay.
It's actually a really good idea.
You understand me? Yeah. And me would like you to be an ambassador and present this thing here to the people then. We need a museum so that we don't have to walk and beg for bury artists. People are pay $500 for going there and they go study Bob Marley, Peter Touch, Bunny Wailer, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Mad Cabra. They go study everybody. Major Mackerel. Now they go study me first. First, Major Mackerel. Yeah.
Sir Garfield Dixon.
Yes, sir.
AKA Major Mackerel.
Yes, sir.
It's been an honor and a privilege, brother, to talk today.
Yes, brethren. I'm delighted to enlighten your acquaintance.
Yes,
and may the engine of your generosity never rusty. And I hope your music basket never run empty.
Respect and honor.
Selassie, one love. Yeah, people. Love on yourself, People. Remember, I love are the way, yeah?
Respect.
That's the way. Major Mackerel, my name and my time is up. But love on yourself, yeah?
Blessings, my brother. Respect.
Love on yourself. Remember me, I telling you,
Yeah.
See it here? 1 foot me have. All right? Yeah, you camera, look, 1 foot. But me still in a good frame of mind. And no funeral, no keep no weapon on my body. Every part is live and going well. So love on yourself. Hear me, people?
The JMC Effect.
Feeling is right, and the feeling makes you want to participate. So you end up moving, you end up doing whatever Ding is doing, or you end up saying whatever he's saying. And that is because he understands how to make it look big. He understands how to engage you and how to get you to participate. And that's not something a textbook or I mean, maybe a mentor could teach you that, you know, but to be honest with you, it's an inborn thing, and you really have to go out every single night and craft that and be able to motivate people. You know, Malcolm X does it. Malcolm X and Dick Don are not too far away from each other, right? We can say Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey move people to do this. Imagine if Dick Don says something about repatriation in Africa and start dance. You know, much people would have said, you know, so many people go Ghana.
Because if I could do it all over again, I would never change a thing. Because this generation will never ever live to experience the things that we have experienced in the past. We have seen it all. We have seen it then, and we are still seeing this generation today. I am so thankful that I can go on stage. I went on stage with Bob. I went on stage with the second generation, Ziggy Steve. And I went on stage with the third generation, Skip Marley. So I am truly thankful that I have been going on stage with the three generations.
Yes, round of applause.
And people know that music is a viable way for them to make it out of their career. And they can make a life out of it. And I think that needs to be something that, from the policy level, it has to come very strong, and it has to be reinforced in the classrooms that, listen, we are creative, the opportunities are there, and we need to make sure that parents are aware as well, because they have to be on board on this. So that when parents, when children come and say, listen, I want to go in music, they don't get clobbered for saying I want to go in music, because the field is so diverse. The field is so diverse.
Or it's seen as so lucrative.
And the field is so diverse and so lucrative. I believe once that narrative is changed and we have a vision driving from the policy level, coming down and also enriching the grassroots and that kind of thing, the change that we need, it can be made.
First time, I was at the University of Aba in Nigeria. And I met a young man, his name is Alex, he's a big architect now. I said, Alex, come on. You study the Western ways. How do you deal with that versus your tradition? He said, my tradition is me. I keep that. And I add the West to it.
Simple.
When this come and go, them have to go say, you know, him the original, and him come up with his own pattern and style and melodies. And as you say, my greatest goal was to be like, from a song roll off, and I said the first two words, a man can say, yo, a protege tune that. So to do that as a young artist, you have to be diligent. I could take
like more and more and more, reggae music became like part of just my musical diet, you know, and it wasn't necessarily, interestingly enough, even something that my parents listened to that much. I wasn't necessarily getting influence from them. I was just kind of going and seeking it out because it was a very, you know, like, it wasn't like salsa music, it wasn't like cumbia, it wasn't like, you know, any of the other artists that I've mentioned previously. It was like its own very unique and special place. And in fact, I remember, I'm not even just saying this because you're here, but I remember the song that for me was kind of like a turning point in terms of like, I need to learn more about this, was Under Me Sensi. And, you know, so respect Barrington Lee, you know, for real.
I'm not trying to scare anyone. The potential is that reggae can fall into the category of a legacy genre or heritage genre like bluegrass, or, you know, things that exist and are, no, I'm not saying the potential.
But the point,
here, I'll tell you why. I'm telling you why. Because of the global landscape. Wait, I'm just telling you the potential. I'm not saying it is, right? Because of the global landscape, what's happening is a lot of subcultures and genres that are influenced by reggae. Last night we had Kool Herc at the opening reception, and Shaggy said, "Hey, hip hop came from reggae."
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Is the current sonic of Afrobeat came from dancehall, right?
Reggaeton.
No, but this is one
Reggaeton.
The reggaeton came from. So what happens is, if these keep on, new ones keep on coming and coming and coming, then what we have is, like in music we have legends, we have legacy acts, heritage radio stations, say, hey, like there's not a lot of people listening to this radio station anymore, but it's such a emotional part of, or nostalgic. It's nostalgic, yeah. So what happens is if the innovation, if the competitive mindset does not think it can fall into that category because
are irresponsible in their personal lives, so that dwells over, that flows over into their business. So for an artist like, I can only speak on my experience, but for artists like Chronix, who is young, you know, aspiring, growing, developing at the moment, he is different from an elder who might have 9 baby mother around the world. And it all boils down to their decision, you know. I'm not the artist, I'm the manager. So when the artist says that, yo, I'm concerned all of my things, don't go over there and whatever, all of my income gone to my family, there's nothing to bring upon a crew on the road, you know. Me and my team, we just completed a tour of 45 shows across America, and we took Janai, we took Kelissa, we took Jessie Ryan, we took Sherry Cowan, who is a chef. She cooked for Chronix, and she cooked for all the artists and while we were on the road, and that wasn't paid for by the promoter. That came out of our budget, and that decision was solely on Chronix and his management team to say that if we, because a lot of these agents don't understand where our music is coming from, you know, or even our community that we build, you know, with Diggy, Chronix, Jesse, everybody, they don't understand the story. So when you approach them and tell them that, hey, let us, or in the early stages, they used to just push and open on you, you know, because they go in with low ticket prices and because they cannot accommodate an additional member, you know, coming with you. So they normally go for the local openers until they get that leverage where you can negotiate now to say, I want to include my DJ and my openers. So that is one level where I saw that, you know, we are here now where we can determine who opens, who assists as DJ, who we can really, how we can create our own showcase, and that is an advantage. And with that advantage, we have seen control of the whole performance, the show run smooth, person get a better experience, etc. And as I said, now it all boils down to the decision of the team if it's financially possible, and then if you, the artist, are that main act, is willing to forego that amount of finance to develop or help in the development of this industry. Because what that tour did for us is it boosted our recognition in some small markets, because persons weren't just seeing Chronix live in Arizona or Chronix live in Denver, Colorado, but it was a reggae show was coming to town with 4 acts. So you can watch a show from 8 p.m. to 12:30, 1 a.m. in the morning, you know. And where the crew numbers are concerned and stuff, it's just sometimes limited resources for upcoming artists, and not everybody is brave enough to reinvest their income or their first exposed income. You know, it's not everybody is willing to make that investment, and once that decision is made to invest, I think it will assist us to see more professionals being, you know, employed. And the Jamaican industry is an industry where a lot of these opportunities or roles are I would say, they are passed down to fellow children of who the artists or the agents, you know, So basically, we need to help the youth to know that, opportunities exist in this industry, right? Opportunities. You don't have to think of being a manager, an artist, or a band member. There are opportunities in admin, opportunities in logistics, opportunities in the whole production, from stage to front of house. There are just things to do that we need to know. Give up ourselves in assisting that role to develop locally, because it's still...
PR is usually earned media, which is not paid for. Now, that doesn't mean you don't pay for a publicist, but in terms of the content and in terms of getting that kind of, I should also let you guys explain this too, but in terms of getting that kind of reception from media to where they are promoting you essentially based on the fact that you're adding value to content or story in and around industry or whichever type of material, you know, essentially that you're trying to promote. When you're talking about paid media, which is more of the traditional marketing, that's your TV, radio, and print. So that comes at a very big cost, which is why now with the evolution of digital, which is a fraction of a cost, the amount of exposure, the audience, you know, the boundaries which you transcend across are a lot larger at a lot smaller, you know, price. But basically PR is what you get for free. And that's really based on your merit and the value that audiences feel and that a media house would perceive as value to their readers or listeners or viewers, etc. Whereas traditional is more the marketing paid media.
Let's face it, the biggest reggae bands them right now, they're white reggae bands. They have the biggest tickets, they have the biggest sales. You're sitting to yourself and say what it is that they're doing that we are not. Now let's face it. Anybody in us that think that racism have not played a part of it, you're mad. Yes. I myself, my grandmother white. You know, Jamaica is out of many one people. You sit on beside a man, a Chinese man, I say, yo, I'm shaggy, and him don't look like you. We're used to that. See? But if you look at the history of what reggae has done, even take for instance, the police. Sting said to me, say, I used to go and watch Steel Pulse and Oswald and these guys and was mesmerized and Bob Marley about what they have done back in the early days. And he went and did a hybrid version of it, which then became the police. You know what I'm saying? And part of it, they made great music and became massive, but how they got on radio was they were white. If you think about it, the biggest reggae band them, UB40, Ace of Base, they're all white reggae bands. Exactly. See, well, Magic are really one song. But, see, you look on somebody like a Calibots, who probably play more festival than Grant Smarga, yeah. Have more hits than him. True. So, you look at the great Bob Marley, see, arguably the king of reggae. Yeah? The biggest chart position song is a song called I Shot the Sheriff, sing by the white guy. So don't think it's not a part of it. What we should not do is dwell on it.
Thank you.
That's not my concern. Because nobody knows the work that what you put in. So I cannot determine and say, yo, you know, deserve $10. That I would do that. But you as the artist have to look into yourself and say, boy, I want to know what you are doing now. Because if I make that song go out there and play my song, if I make Jar go out there and play my song, if I make Addis go out there and play my song, them going to join 20 more songs. So why should I pressure it? I can get $1 here and $1 here. When the 20 more songs come in, I can get $20 more.
Which is, like I said to you, Revolution is not a rich song. Yeah. We're not millionaires. And I work in television in America. If you ever watch Oprah Winfrey Network, my show comes on every Saturday. I'm a producer, or for the Young Love Fix My Life show. And I work in television, and I'm telling you, I'm still struggling to buy these dub plates. It's very expensive, so if you artists hear me, hear my cry, work with everybody.
Hold on.
My only problem with it is that we're not seeing numbers in it. We're not seeing streaming numbers. We're not seeing people crossing with it. We're not seeing that atmosphere. So at this point, you have reggae, Afrobeat, which is a birth child of dancehall and reggae, right? You have, even though the Afro man, I'm gonna say everything comes from Africa.
Everything
but anyway,
from the 90s.
Yeah, no, but may I say that the Afrobeat itself, seeing is doing huge numbers. You have reggaeton that is doing huge numbers. You have trap, which is hip hop, that is doing huge numbers. All of these are birth child of dancehall and reggae, and dancehall and reggae have the lowest numbers out of everything. And we're all them out of Jamaica.
Our light skin.
Shaggy, Bob Marley, Shad Paul, a Tree Brown brother. And a coincidence that. See, we're not saying that we're not talented people and go. But me I tell you, say for years and years, I get to me band, me used to there as a little red boy when I get to place and me get picked on because me had a little red youth. See? But I tell a man, say, and the man thinks, say, yeah, I call you reach uptown. I never say uptown till me boss and come back to Jamaica. When me go first time, me go check a little girl uptown, and I go through the house and I say, Mr. Long drive here, and I go in and I say, oh, that house a big so. And I say, a dish. And then I go in and I say, blood clean, them are cornflakes, them get in a barrel. And it tastes like soap. So at the end of the day, when I try to tell you, say, we're all just one. You see me, I say, we come from that, you know. So we can't dwell upon it, but we have to just come with that cool factor. Keep going really hard, keep going strong, and know that we have the best culture in the world.
But also they don't have any knowledge of the value of the stuff. It's still a mentality, irrespective that I spoke about going to UN and laughing with Rastafari, you know, me at the University of the West Indies and I study Bob Marley. And I laugh, I hold my belly, whoa. Still we're having a problem in the mindset of our people in valuing ourselves. It's very hard for me at this point in my life to still see this. It's, you know, to see what we have done culturally across the world. When I travel across the world, and you speak to people. When I went to Rotterdam, I actually went back to my hotel room and I cried. Because there I was, no disrespect, I have no problem whatsoever. A part of me said, I'm good. It was very, very juvenile, but a part of me was like, sticking up my tongue at this place that I call home and going, ha, because they don't value our stuff. I went there was a ska tent, there was a Rastafari tent, there was a reggae tent, there was everything about our culture being commodified. For 7 days. Okay, for 7 days, people enjoying it. Okay, people going into the Rastafari tent, burning ganja, eating ital food. There's a dancehall tent, and here we are in Jamaica. Tell me what we have done. So still, we have the mindset, and it angers me so much, especially since after Europe. We still have a mindset of devaluing ourselves. Why? With such a rich...
For my generation, a lot of us know the word publish to mean when you click post on the blog post or the video that you just upload, or maybe a feature in the newspaper or on television. So we have to make sure everybody in the room understands what this conversation around publishing in music really means.
Quite during that time did I feel I would be doing this that I'm doing today as a PR or a publicist. I exited school, went to college over in the US, and for me it was always a 9 to 5. I had to have a 9 to 5. Doing promotion and doing events was a spare thing because I didn't want to stand at events. So Fanta and MAJOR actually was the first artist. So I would watch shows in Jamaica and I'm like, wait, we don't have them here in the States. We need these shows, we need these artists here. And I would have my little show and so forth. I would work 9 to 5 because I needed a check. I couldn't depend on knowing when is the next check coming. I wanted to be secure and know that I was getting a check every week. So 9 to 5, I started in healthcare and then I went over to corporate. 2011, I was laid off and got a severance package, and at the same time I was like, well, I like the promotion thing, so why not go back home and try it? Once again, never did this before. Went home to Mandeville, where I'm from, and I decided to have a show with iOctane, Fire King, and Irene. Right? It was those three, yes. And during that time, there was some glitches where I couldn't understand why iOctane would not come to Mandeville and he wanted me to have rehearsal in Kingston. And I said, this art is difficult, man. All right, no problem, we did it. And the show went on. During that time, there was another man, Delroy Thompson, Juice TV. He guided me through every single step of that promotion, to the point where, as a young woman, I'm saying, listen, I'm not going up on that light post and beat no pool and no, flyer, no board. And he was like, listen, you want to know how to do this? You have to do everything. So every single step I had to learn, and he made sure I learned that. So that was then. Coming back to the United States now, iOctane's management I think at the time, not sure, reached out to me and said, hey, we're looking for someone over in the States. Your passion, we would like for you to actually come on board as management. And I'm like, and going back to what you said, it was, well, I've never done this before, but if you are willing to take the ride with me, let's go. Ioctane was the first artist at that time, was the first artist who I worked with. At that time in America, no one pretty much knew about him unless you were in the core of dancehall and reggae. So you were aware of him burning down, Summerfest and doing all these wonderful shows. And from there, the journey started. So for me, it was, why not? I never looked back and said, I'm going to, continue a 9 to 5 after that. And today I am, may not be working with Ioctane, but with a host of other artists in PR.
But I have to try not to play a victim and to just know that some of these people, they were not brought up. That's how they were brought up. And as women, we need to just know that we are not going to accept it. And just, start a revolution. Women need to support women.
Become a starving artist, and one of those signs, we have the solution for it with the panel right here. Number one, I shouldn't charge too much for my work. How many of us have a problem deciding what we are worth and how much to ask for? Any artists in the building, raise your hand. Yeah, like you feel a way. You want to take off a couple zero off at the end because I know 20 years may I do it for yet. The solution to that is to get a manager so you don't have to have those conversations. You agree over the phone or in a conversation what we're going to charge, and you back away from every conversation around pricing. Let someone who is bold enough and believe in your brand enough, let them lead those conversations about costing. Deal? Because we're not trying to be a starving artist. Sign number two, I don't need training, I'm naturally talented, and my talent is gonna get me there. How many of us feel that way? We don't need to go back to school, we don't need to get more training, because God has blessed us with all we need, right? Wrong. You have to apply a growth mindset, and Shaggy spoke about it earlier, that as old, young as he is, he keeps learning. And anybody who wants to see their talent thrive and don't want to starve on it has to apply that kind of perspective. And the final sign, number three, is that you're limiting your revenue streams. You insist that the bulk of your money and your wealth is going to be earned a particular way by selling albums in a...
I started working with EDM DJs, and I actually took like my first job, and I did it because I wanted to just see how all of these people from Europe and the younger generation, how they were marketing to their audience, because this is a generation that is exploding where they have an audience of 50,000 people they're performing in front of, but corporate America doesn't own any piece, And the interesting thing about it was, it was exploding so fast, and it was just acquiring so much traffic and so much money was starting to be generated that I literally watched corporate America steal it back. If you look at when EDM came out, information was moving fast. The drugs even changed from slow drugs to fast drugs. And then the music is 120 beats per minute versus, slow trap music. But I watched corporate America force black music back on the radio because they owned it.
That's so accurate. Oh my God.
So they took control back by saying, well, we don't own this EDM thing that Vegas and the Bees and everybody's making all this money all over the planet with, but we do control the black people. So let's flood the music back, let's bring weed culture back, and they literally slowed everything back down by force, just because they own the networks of radio. So
artists get really caught in becoming a brand because of Instagram, and they forget about the music. So that's why with the whole, people can have millions of followers but sell 3,000 albums. You know what I mean? So that doesn't equate, because people will like your picture all day, but if your music isn't good, they're just not gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So I think, yes, be a brand or whatever as an artist, but also I feel like record companies need to start doing their jobs, and maybe, then Instagram could go back to being fun. You know what I mean? Instead of like, I have to post every day because I have to keep people engaged for free. I mean, I don't know. This is just me.
No, you're
because that's a job in itself. So you want me to market and promote myself and go through life and make this album and then have to market and promote it myself on Instagram.
Yeah.
Got it.
Expect that now we can't just play the music, we got to tell the whole story of the music, we got to show the music, we got to post the music. So the only way that I think that's really the way that we're going to help is if the artists, them, the producer, them, the players of instruments in the game help us help them by allowing, you know, giving us the tools we need, whether it be jingles, whether it be the dub plates, you know, when you're putting out your songs, send us your release schedule.
Because there's always a way. When there's a hit, there's a writ, but there's always a way out. You've got to settle it, and you got to be practical. And to make money in this business, you have to have a good sense of practice.
Whoever contributes to making that, so from the person who does this, to the person who does something on the guitar, to the person who's humming in the back, somebody do a little shaker, right. All of that comes together to form the composite of the music.
The composition, yes. And now in order to monetize the composition, it has to equal 100%. Yeah. So each contributor then of the music or of the lyrics, they have to come up with an agreement of what their contribution was, and then either sign a split sheet or have a lawyer like Andrew on their behalf represent them and sort it out so that it's in the agreement. Because the song, if it doesn't equal 100%, it can't be licensed and it can't be monetized.
When you look at it now, if a sponsor isn't at an event, the show can keep. It's these sponsors that are pumping money into the entertainment. It is these sponsors that are using us, the artists, to promote their products. And I said to myself, okay, because I can't get as ranch as I want to get, let me strike a balance with my music. Let me keep it dancehall, but at the same time, keep it at a level where if a 3-year-old was to come to the concert or a grandmother was to come to the concert, they could still listen to the music. So I took that conscious decision, noticing what was happening.
On this first day, you had already created the song that's called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How?
Because there's a record. I love my music. I'm looking for records and stuff. So I'm looking for rare records. And the sense when I'm tuning to it, as I'm playing, I noticed the record has its own groove in it. You can see it. So, and at the time too, it was the luxury of headphones. I had to know the record. I had to know when it's gonna come off. So I'm doing that. But at the same time, I'm watching the crowd. Some people wait for certain parts of the records. I said, oh, I'm gonna call it the merry-go-round. Mm-hmm. So just the snippets. So that's it. And all my little breaks I had, I put them together, and I said, let's go. Everybody said, I like
they
that.
were b-boy heaven.
I like that. It's like how you call this? This is a cram jam. Mm-hmm. I got to cram it in, and everybody look for that. That was the born of that. And there was a record called Bongo Rock, but that's not it. The cut of it called Apache, and it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. That's what we're supposed to say. And you don't stop, and you stop, and you don't stop, and you don't. That was it.
From the very beginning, the JMC has acknowledged Jamaica's unique position as a cultural superpower. Music has been the principal instrument that has carried Jamaica to the rest of the world. In order to truly be a cultural superpower, Jamaicans must now own and control distribution and marketing of the music that has made our culture such a global phenomenon. From inception, the JMC recognized the importance of institutions to preserve and sustain Jamaica's music industry. To that end, the JMC has worked with Jamaican-based institutions such as JAM, JCAP, JAMPRO, and JARIA. They have all contributed countless gems to JMC attendees over the years. The conference team is committed to working alongside these institutions to strengthen their ability to serve the professionals within our music industry. Now, no discussion on culture would be complete without a discussion of Jamaica's foundation in sound system culture. Since year one, JMC has highlighted sound system culture as an integral part of the Jamaica music industry. The JMC has been blessed to have some of the greatest selectors in sound system history grace the conference stage. It is also quite clear that the business of music does not operate in a vacuum. Evidently, factors like race and economics play a role in preventing our music industry from growing. As such, the JMC will continue to acknowledge and expose the barriers to our global success while engaging in discussions about solutions that will ultimately move our music industry forward.
Well, young man, if me ugly like you, I beg God ring out my face and put it face on. 'Cause pretty looks